Hello everyone. Welcome to our TikTok live. Hi, Harshini. May I know which which school are you from? Oh, good afternoon, Vicky. Is this P6? Yeah, well, it's meant for P5 and P6, so you're welcome if you're either in P5 or P6. Even if you're in P4, P3, if you're willing to learn something new, you're welcome to join as well. Wow, there's a lot of people joining. That's cool. Yeah, so we'll start at 4. Yeah. Before that, we're just going to chat for a bit. Oh, what is my name? I can't reveal my name, apparently. So yeah, today we'll be going through some of the questions of the past year RIPMWC questions. We'll see how many questions I can go through today. And yeah, so if you can see on top of our page right here, right? Yeah, you can actually join our RIPMWC masterclass. I will be conducting the class during the school term break on the 14th of March till the 19th of March. So if you're interested, you can drop us your number in our DM, and we'll invite you into the WhatsApp group for the RIPMWC. You can also WhatsApp our number right here, you can see. So easy. That's good if you find it easy. Well, so for those of you that do not know what RIPMWC is, it's basically one of the primary math competitions held in Singapore. So one of the 3 most prestigious math competition. And actually it's hosted by Raffles. So if let's say you like mathematics, you're good at it, well, you can join the competition. And if you're interested in getting through to a good school like NUS high school, like RI, most probably you need to enter through DSA, right? So this competition might be a good way for you to apply DSA if you get good result. So I can't reveal my name, but I can tell you a bit about myself. Well, I'm a teacher in Think Academy, and yeah, I do have a lot of math Olympiad experience. Back then, I travel a lot overseas to participate in math competitions, so I do have gone through a lot of math Olympiad training, and I have a lot of math Olympiad experience. Yeah. Okay, so currently it's 4. So we can start, right? So before we start, for those of you that have just joined, let me repeat again. So today, we'll be going through the past year RIPMWC questions. We'll see how many questions I can go through in this next 45 to 50 minutes. And yeah, so if you do not know, right? So Think Academy is currently opening RIPMWC Masterclass. It's like a short-term course that prepares students for the upcoming RIPMWC that will take place on the 28th of March. Yeah, so if you're interested in joining for our masterclass, if you're interested in joining our group to receive updates and pass your papers, you can drop us your WhatsApp number so that we can add you into the group. You can also WhatsApp our number here if you prefer it that way, and then we can add you into the group. Okay, hi. So how much is the course? Okay, that's a good question. So for the course, it's a 3 session course that will start on the 14th and will end on the 19th of March. It's $50 per lesson, so in total it will be like $150. Yes. Hi, Nutella Bean. What's your name? I can't reveal my name, apparently. Okay. So I guess let's start with this question. So it's the 6th question of the 2010 RIPMWC question. Okay, I think someone asked me if it's okay if you're like 24 and keen to join. I think it's meant for like primary student, specifically for primary 5 and 6. If you're in primary 3 and 4 and you're willing to learn, willing to put in effort to join, you're welcome as well. Okay, so let's start. So as you can see over here, right, as shown in the diagram below, each of the 3 circles with radius 2 centimeter passes through the center of the other 2 circles. So as you can see here, this is the center of one of the circle, this is another center, and this is another center. Okay, so taking pi to be 22/7, the area of the shaded region is how many centimeters square? Okay. Oh, someone say you're in Sec 1 and can't solve this question. So, well, yeah, some of the questions are actually quite difficult. Okay, so firstly, we need to find this shaded area right over here. So anybody has any idea what we can do to solve this question? Which primary level is this? Well, it's meant for P5 and P6. So yeah, it aims towards like the upper primary level. Okay, so what we can do, right, first thing, is to see that we can't really find the area of this like weird shape over here, right? So yeah, a way to do this, like what Ari said, is maybe to draw a straight line connecting the dots. Okay, we can try to connect these 2 dots, right? Okay, and we'll see that this is actually the radius of a circle. So if you do not know what radius of a circle is, it's basically the length of the line connecting the edge of the circle to the center of the circle. Okay, so if you see over here, if we take this as another dot, right, and we draw another line from here to here, okay, we see that this is also the radius of a circle. Okay, and another one is if we draw a line from here to here, this is also another radius of a circle. So what does that mean? It means that this is an equilateral triangle. And so we have that the angle over here, this is 60 degree, right? Yes, that's correct, Jesse. So it's like 1/6 of a full circle. Very good. So if you can see, actually, I can use a different color over here. This part over here, the red part that I shaded, you can actually transfer this part to here. Okay, so in total, we actually have the following figure over here, right? Which is actually 1/6 of a full circle. Yeah, so if you know how to calculate the area of a circle, you can simply just multiply it by 1/6 or divide it by 6, right? In order to get the area of the shaded region. So in this case, since we know that the radius of the circle, right? Since we know that the radius is 2, right? So the area of the circle is equal to, if you know the area of the circle formula, you should know that it's pi times r squared, right? So we have pi times 2 squared. And we know that pi is taken to be like 22/7. So this is 22/7 times 4, which is 88/7, right? But we know that the shaded area, the shaded region, is equal to 1/6 of the area of circle, which means you need to multiply 1/6 by 88/7. Right, you can cross out to get 44/21, right? So this is equivalent. If you want to change it into mixed fraction, you can do so, which is equal to 2/21 centimeters square. Yes. So user 6316, it's not 1/21. It should be 2/21. Yeah. So sometimes, right, if you do not know how to calculate the area of a weird shaped figure, maybe what you can do is you can try to cut and paste so that the shaded area becomes something that is easier to calculate. In this case, it's 1/6 of a circle. Okay, hope it's clear for everyone. So you got teach Sec 3 math? No, apparently not. I only teach like primary school competition math. Okay. All right, hope it's clear for everyone. So we can move on to the next question. Okay. So the next question looks quite challenging over here. We see that we have to find the last digit of 2008 to the power of 3 minus 2007 to the power of 3 plus 2006 to the power of 3 minus 2005 to the power of 3, and so on and so forth, with alternating plus and minus sign of all the cubes from 1 to 2008, right? So firstly, we just need to find the last digit. So we do not need to calculate everything. Okay, as we all know, if you want to find the last digit, the only thing that we're concerned of is basically the last digit. So whatever this is, you don't care about the 2000 over here. You just need to care about the 8 at the back, right? Same thing with this. Okay. So first, right, we know that it's like always plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So maybe an idea to do this question, right, is to see it in pairs. Okay, For example, in this case, 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 to the power of 3. Okay, so obviously, if you guys have learned modulo before, so modulo is like the remainder, right? We want to find this expression modulo 10 to find the last digit, right? So this is actually equivalent to 7 modulo 10, right? Because 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 to the power of 3 is 7. Okay? So next, let's see, 4 to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 3. So obviously, this is equivalent to 64 minus 27, right? Which is 37. But 37 modulo 10 is just 7. Yeah, so modulo 10 is basically the last digit of the expression. Okay. Now next, let's see if it's 6 to the power of 3 minus 5 to the power of 3. Can anybody tell me what is the answer, or what is equivalent to modulo 10? Anyone? 1. Well done, Joe. So yeah, so this is equivalent to 1 because 6 to the power of 3 is 216 minus 125, which is 91. So this is equivalent to 1 modulo 10. And then if we continue again, 8 to the power of 3 minus 7 to the power of 3. Anyone? So this is 512 minus 343, right? Are you sure? 1? Sep and Kai, are you sure it's 1? Very good, Chern. So it's equivalent to 9, right? Because this is 512 minus 343. Right. Equivalent to 9 modulo 10. And lastly, we have 10 to the power of 3 minus 9 to the power of 3. This is simply just 271 modulo 10, which is equivalent to 1, right? In modulo 10. So this is from 1 to 10, right? But we all know that if we go a step further, right, 12 for example, we know that this is actually equivalent because we don't care about the 10th digit, right? This is actually equal to 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 to the power of 3, modulo 10. So actually this whole thing, right, repeats, right? Because this is also equivalent to 4 minus 3. Okay, so what we have is that this whole thing repeats. Okay, yeah, so this is for what secondary? Oh, this is for primary school paper, that's correct. So this is not PSLE, this is for primary school math competition, specifically the RIPMWC. Yeah, so it repeats every 10. And we know that from 1, we can find, right, to 2000, this repeats 200 times. Okay, so now we can just add, simply add, right, 7 plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1. Every 10, it will add up to 25 modulo 10, or since we care only about the last digit, 5 modulo 10. Okay? Yes, that's correct, Kai. 5. Yeah, since it repeats, okay, so from 1, right, you can let's just write it like this. Right, so from here to here, this repeats 200 times, which means this is equivalent to 200 times 5, right? Modulo 10. But we all know that this is 0 modulo 10, right? Because this is equal to 1000. Therefore, from 1 to 2000, the last digit will be 0. We just need to care about from 2008 until 2001. But 2008 until 2001 is simply just like, okay, let me use a different color. It's just like from here to here, right? From 1 to 8. Okay? So this whole expression, last digit, is actually equivalent to, okay, so let me write it down. So this is actually equivalent to just 0, which we don't care, plus 7, 7, 1, and 9. Okay. Yeah, so 7 plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 is equivalent to 24 modulo 10, which is just simply 4 modulo 10, because again, we only care about the last digit. So this question answer is actually 4. Yeah, the last digit of the expression is 4. Okay, Seb, I didn't forget the 1. Why? Because we didn't go until 2010. It stops at 8, right? So we only take from 1 to 8. Yeah. But that's a good question. Like, why did I? Yeah. Okay. Hope it's clear for everyone. Yeah, maybe some of you have not learned modulo before, but the idea is we just want the last digit of the expression. So you can think of it as this is just the last digit of the expression. Okay. All right. Yeah, so for those of you that have just joined, I would like to tell you again about that Think Academy is opening a course for RIPMWC Masterclass. It's a short-term course that start on the 14th of March until 19th of March. It's 3 lessons long, and we'll go through some of the questions, topics, and concepts that is needed for you to do well for the RIPMWC competition. Okay, if you're interested, you can drop us your WhatsApp number and we'll add you into the group. If you don't prefer that, you would like to message our number here, you can do so as well. Oh, okay. Bye, Jessie. All right, so now let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question looks like this. It looks quite challenging, but if you can see something, right, it's not that difficult. Okay, so here we have an expression, a very long expression, so many fractions, and there's multiplication as well. And we have to find the value of the expression. Okay, so for those of you that maybe are new, or like you do not know how to do, maybe the first thing that comes into your mind is to just multiply everything. Obviously that will work, but of course you see, right, we have 9 terms over here, we have 8 terms over here, so if you multiply the two together, you will have 72 terms in total. And you have another like 10 term here and 7 terms here, so you have another 70 term. So in total you have like more than 100 terms. So obviously it's not such a good idea. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Tisha. So in this case, right, if you see something like this, the first thing that you should be looking at is to find something that keeps on repeating and try to substitute that with a variable, like an algebraic variable like x, y, which, you know, if you prefer a and b, you can do so with those letters. So in this expression, right, you see that this part over here, okay, half plus 1/3 plus ... until plus 1/8, you see this exact same expression on the other side of the expression, right? You see that this is exactly the same thing. So maybe what we can do is we can substitute that with a. Okay. Now, do you see any other things that we can maybe substitute with a different variable? Anybody can see anything? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's inside a bracket of the two brackets that we didn't substitute a. Okay, you'll see this. Half plus 1/3 until plus... Yes, very good. Oh no. So half plus 1/3 until 1/9. You see this exact same expression over here? Right? So maybe what we can do is let this be b. So now, since we substitute these two expressions with a and with b, right, we can actually change this into 1 plus a, right, times b, okay, times, right, minus 1 plus b times a. Okay, so we have simplified a very long expression into something that is easier to calculate and manipulate. So we can actually expand this, becomes b plus a times b, ab, right, minus a minus, okay, this one, be careful, because there's a minus, so you need to change this sign to minus. So b plus ab minus a minus a times b, right? You see over here, we have plus ab, we have minus ab, so we can cancel the two. Okay? And we'll end up with b minus a. Okay. So now from that very long expression, we get b minus a in the end. So what is from here, right? We need to substitute back, right? We need to substitute this to b, this to a. But we know that b is this, right? Oh, very good. Oh no. Right, while a is this. So b is until 1/9, while a is until 1/8 from half, right? So if you subtract the two, What do you have left? Oh no, have given us the answer just now. It's actually just 1 over 9 because the rest will cancel out, right? Yeah. Yes, very good. User 6316. Yeah, it's 1 over 9. So yeah, in a question like this where the expressions are very long and I don't think it's very good to calculate everything, you multiply everything. What you can do is to try to find something that is similar, try to find something that keeps repeating, and maybe try substituting it with algebraic variable a or b, and you will have like a more simplified expression over here, which you can manipulate even further to find an easier way to calculate a very long expression. Oh, thank you, Caddy. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool idea, right? That you can simplify this into something like this. So it's just a subtraction instead of having to multiply. Okay, I hope you guys understand. Okay, now we can move on to the next question. Okay, so here we have question 12. Okay, that's great. Kathy's smile and oh no. We have to find the sum of the digits of the following product. Again, wow, you see, this is such a big number, right? 444, there are 10 fours, times 199999998. So there are 9 nines here. Okay, I know that for those of you that have learned like Math Olympiad before, if you have something like a 444, you want to multiply a 999, what you can do is you change the 999 into like 1000 minus 1, right? So that is easier to calculate. But in this case, right, we have 1999998, which is not exactly all nines, right? But can anyone tell me how can we relate this number to a number that consists of all nines? Can anyone tell me? 2000 minus 2? Okay, that's not a bad idea, right? You can do that. Or 199 minus 1? Okay, I think the first one will work better. Okay, there are actually 2 ways to do this. Ono mentioned one of them, which is a very good idea, to do 2000000 minus 2. Okay, so what we can do is, right, there are 10 fours times 2000, right? Because there are 9 nines, there are 10 zeros, right? Minus 2. Okay, so this is something that is easier to calculate for sure. We can just simply 4, 10 fours times the first one minus this number times 2. Okay, so if you want to get this times this, right, what do we get? we simply have 8, right? There are 10 8s, while followed by 10 zeros. Okay. And then you subtract this, multiplied by 2, which is just 8, 8, 8, 8, consisting of 10 8s. Okay. Now, the question is how to get the answer, right? By subtracting these two numbers. Okay. Obviously, if you subtract these two numbers, right? If you are good at calculating, good at calculation, you'll notice that it will equal to, there are 9 8s with a 7, and then 1 1, there are 9 1s and a 2 at the end. Okay, so for those of you that are very good at calculating expressions like this, you will get this answer quite easily. But maybe for those of you that are not, you might be wondering, how do you get this? Okay, a way to do it, right, is to sort of try it with smaller number and sort of like see the pattern. So for example, if we have like 8 8 8 8, like 0 0 0 0, right? And then you want to subtract a number like 8 8 8 8. What will you get? So you'll notice that you'll end up getting something like this. Right? So you notice if there are 4 8s and 4 zeros, right? We will have 3 8s, 3 1s. Okay? 3 8s followed by a 7, and a 3 1 followed by a 2. So the number of 8 at the beginning will be 1 less than the number of 8 that we have here, which is 4, right? And the number of 1 here will be 1 less than the number of zeros that we have here. Okay, and in between there is a 7, and at the end there's a 2. So we can extend this from 4, right, to like 10 over here. So now, instead of 10, we start off with 9 8s followed by a 7, and then 9 1s followed by a 2 at the end. Okay, so we have the expression of the following multiplication. But of course, it's not the end, because that's not what they're asking. Okay, what they're asking is the sum of the digits. Okay, so we need to add all the digits, right? So if you see, there are how many 8s? There are 9 8s, okay? So the sum of digits, okay, there are 9 8s, you have a 7 in the middle, and there are 9 1s and a 2 at the end. So in total, it is equal to 72 plus 7 plus, very good Yingling, plus 2, which is equal to 90. Yes, the answer is 90. Okay, so be careful again, because sometimes you'll answer this as your final answer, but always read the questions carefully. The sum of the digits, right? They ask you for the sum of the digits. Okay, so Ono asked me, what is the other method you mentioned for this? Well, the other method is in a way similar, because instead of doing 2, 0, 0, 0, 0 minus 2, what I would do is 4, 4, 4, 4, right? 10 fourths. This number is actually equal to 2 times 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay. Yeah, if you notice, this is 2 times 9, 9, 9, 9, this number over here. So what you can do is to group these together. So you'll end up having 8, 8, 8, 8 times 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay, and this one, right, you can use the method that you might be more familiar with, which is the 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 minus 1. Yeah, and you will end up having this exact expression over here. This one. This one. Yeah. So the idea is the same. You can pick whichever you want. But this one is slightly more difficult to notice because it's 2 times 9999. While this one is obviously 2000 minus 2, which is easier to see from the following number. Okay. Alright, you're welcome, Ono. Okay. So now, I hope everyone understands about this question. Okay. I'll see how many questions I can do after this. Alright. Okay, the next question is a question about combinatorics, right? So if let's say you have 12 points on a circle where it's equidistant from one another, how many right-angled triangles you can form by joining any 3 of the points? Okay, so for this question, right, maybe for some of you, you might find it very difficult because how do you know that the angle is 90 degrees or right angle? Okay, but before we go into the question, I have to, for those of you that have already know about this, good. For those of you that do not know, I think it's a good thing to learn. So if you have a circle, okay, let's say this is a perfect circle, okay, and let's say this is the center. If you have a diameter, okay, diameter is a line that passes through the center and goes from like one point to the other point, to the other side. Any third point on the circle, so any point over here, or over here, or over here, the triangle that you create by joining, okay, both side, like both end of the diameter, and this third point will always be 90 degrees. So this is 90. This is also 90 degrees. This is also 90 degrees. Okay. So if you have a diameter, no matter where the third point is, it will always be 90 degrees. Okay. So now, if let's say you have the circle, right? And then you have, obviously, right, two, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's say 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Okay, let's assume that this is equidistant. The only way they can be diameter is if they are opposite one another. So for example, this and this, right? This and this and this, right? Okay. And then this and this and this, and okay, this one's a bit ugly, but yeah, this and this one, right? Okay, sorry. It should be like that, sorry. Okay, so in total, there are 6 pairs of diameter that you can form. Sorry for the ugly drawing. So there are 6 pairs of diameter, right? Wow, very good, Jay. Okay, so if we have picked 2 points for the diameter, the third point can be anywhere, right? It can be any other point, and it will create a 90-degree angle. So if we have joined the 2 point that is like diameter, for example, this and this, right? There are in total 10 remaining points, and we can choose these 10 remaining points, right? With the 2 points on the diameter, it will always result in a 90-degree. So every single pair of diameter over here, there are 10 possible points to choose from for the third point, right? To create a triangle. So how many right angle triangles can be formed? Okay, the number of right triangle is equal to 6, which is the number of diameter pair, times 10, which is the third point to create a right angle triangle. So in total, there are 60 right angle triangles that you can form by joining any 3 of the points. Yeah. So yeah, with this following concept, right, you can actually find the answer pretty easily. But without it, I think you'll struggle quite a bit. Yeah, so this is something that is important for you to know, that if you have a diameter and you have a third point on a circle, the triangle that you form will always be a right angle triangle. Okay, hope it is clear. So I think I will go through one last question after this. Can permutations be used? I think there's no need for you to use permutations in this case, just because it's pretty simple to do this question, given that you know this following fact. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go through one last question, which is the last question. It's quite a difficult question, but before that, right, I would like to remind you again that Think Academy is opening an RIPMWC Masterclass, which will happen on the 14th to the 19th of March. It will be 3 lessons long, and we'll discuss concepts, questions, expected questions that will come out as well for the upcoming RIPMWC contest on the 28th of March. Yeah. So if you are interested and you would like to join, or you're interested in, just getting updates from us regarding the course, regarding the competition, you can join us over here, our WhatsApp, our number, or you can also DM us your number and we'll invite you into the group. Okay, so let's go through the last question. It's a difficult question and it's a pretty long one. So this last question is a speed, distance and time question, where a car travels from town X and town Y, but then an hour after starting, they meet with an accident, okay, unfortunately, and they are detained by the traffic police for half an hour. Okay, so we can actually underline it, an hour, and then half an hour over here. So after they got detained, they can only proceed at 3/4 of its former speed, and so it will arrive 3.5 hours late. Okay. So, had the accident happened 90 kilometers further along the highway, they would have arrived 3 hours late. Okay. Now find the distance between town X and town Y. Wow, it looks like a very abstract question. You do not know anything except for the following fact over here. So if you do not know anything, right, firstly what you can do is to assume something. In this case, what we can do is to assume that the speed, right, the original speed of the car is maybe y, kilometer per hour. Okay. Usually, right, we will assume that x will be the distance between town X and town Y. But in this case, we want to assume something else to be x, okay, because it's better. Okay, why is it better? It's due to the fact that, due to this fact, 90 kilometers further along the highway. So we can actually assume that x is the distance, okay, from accident point to town Y. Okay. Now, if we know this, we know that, okay, an hour after starting, okay, so this is 1 hour after starting. So an hour after starting, for let's say this is the X, this is Y, right? So this is the, let's say this is the accident point. Okay, let's say this is Z, the accident point. We know that an hour after starting, the car will be at Z, right? So if they use the original speed, okay, the actual time, okay, so for this is actually X, okay, X kilometer. The actual time taken is actually 1, right, from X to Z, 1 hour, plus X kilometer over here, and if let's say they travel at Y kilometer per hour, the time taken is X over Y. So this is the actual time taken. Okay, Char, what level is this? So this is meant for P5 and P6 level, but P3 and P4 level student is also welcome to join and listen. So the actual time taken is 1 plus X over Y. Now, according to the first scenario over here, they say, let's say you start one hour, right, to get from X to Z, and then it is detained by police for half an hour. So we add half, right? Now, they say it proceeds at 3/4 of its former speed. Okay, so to travel X kilometer, they have to travel at 3/4 of Y, right? This is the time taken in the first scenario. And they say if this happened, right, they say it will arrive 3.5 hours late. So that means it will arrive 1 plus X over Y, which is the original time taken, plus 3.5 hours late, right? Okay, so we have an equation over here. Okay, so we can shift all the 1/1/2 to the other side, right? And x over y to this side. Okay, so minus x over y. So 1, 1, you can cancel out. Okay, half, you can cancel with the half, you get equals to 3. Okay, so 3 over 4 over here, you can actually flip it, right? And you'll get 4 over 3, x over y minus x over y equals to 3. So here, we get 1 over 3 x over y is equals to 3, which means x over y is 9. Okay, x over y is 9. Now, from the second scenario, they say if the accident happened 90 kilometers further along the highway, so it still happened, right? An hour, and then half an hour detained by the police, and the accident happened 90 kilometers further. Okay, so this 90 kilometers, they still travel at original speed, so 90 over y. But then you need to add the remaining distance, which is x minus 90, traveled at 3/4 speed, right? Equal to the original, okay? Because we know that x over y is 9, you can actually replace this into 10 plus 3 hours late, so plus 3. Okay, so now we can shift all the numbers to the other side. Okay, we have 90 over y here plus 4 over 3 times x over y. Okay, this is 9 later on, minus 4 over 3 times 90 over y equals to 13 minus 1 minus half. Okay, so that should be 11 half. Okay, so 9, this is 9 times 3, and 9 times 4 over 3 equals to 12, right? This will be 12. Okay, well, this will be, right, minus 120. So here we have 12 minus 30 over y equals to 11 half, which means that 30 over y must be equal to half. And so from here we get y is equal to, what is y equal to? Equal to 60, right? So that is equal to half. Now that we know y is equals to 60, then from here x over y is equal to 9, we can get x is equal to 540. Okay, so this distance is 540. But we know that it takes the car 1 hour to get from X to Z. That means this distance over here is simply just Y, or 60. So the distance between town X and town Y is just 540 plus 60, which is 600 kilometers. Okay. Yeah, hope it's clear. Yeah, I know this question is pretty difficult. Okay, so this is the last question that I will go through. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Okay, so once again, if you guys are interested in RIPMWC and would like to join, you can DM us your WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp us through this number over here. and yeah, we'll invite you into our group. Okay, so I hope it has been like a good learning session. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, this is harder than your A-math paper because it's Olympiad question. Okay, all right. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye Kelly. Bye bye and see you next time.